Hello, 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 everybody. I hope and pray that your week is off to an amazing start. You guys know my week is always off to a busy start. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Make sure that you put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. Again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would love to give you a shout out. And again, I hope your week is off to an amazing start. Um, I want to say this at the top of this. If you have a chat that you want me to talk about, please make sure that you DM me or whatever. I'm down to like 24 chats and I need to get through this year with some chats. So please DM me. Just know I would never ever give your name. I only give the state where where you're from and your situation and try to help you out. Again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please put in the chat where you joining me from. I would love to give you a shout out. So tonight's chat comes from a husband in Nashville, Tennessee. And let me tell you what I love about this guy is not only did he send in his chat, but I actually, because I always reach out to the person and I tell them when I'm going to, do their chat, right? In case they want to join or watch it later or whatever. So I actually DM'd him back and I asked him, could I have a conversation with him? And he said, absolutely. So we had a really good chat today. So, this is not one that I'm going to speculate on. This is one that we had a conversation about, okay? And he says, I'm a husband from Nashville, Tennessee, married 21 years. Help, Dr. Gail. I have dogged my woman and my wife out for years. And now she's ready to leave me. I'm a long haul truck driver and I have cheated, withheld money, fathered another child, and I am ready to do whatever it takes to save my marriage. My wife is an amazing lady, and she has pretty much raised our two boys on her own, and now she's at her wits' end. And I realized that she did not deserve anything that I have done to her, and I want my marriage. So pretty much this man is always gone because he's a long haul truck driver. And when I spoke to him, he said he's pretty much gone 15 to 20 days out of a month, depending on where he's driving to. And he told me that, at the truck stops, there's women there. And, he ended up fathering a child. And he waited till the child was 3 years old in order to tell his wife. He said his wife is a career woman, that she does not need his money or anything like that. But he was spending money on pretty much prostitutes at these different things and buying dinner and doing all the stuff that he was not supposed to be doing, because he knew that his wife could take care of the house. And he said he knows that that was not correct. He knows that that was not right. But he was saying that that's what happened. And so I asked him what made him not use protection, right? When he's out there in the streets and he's like just being dumb, and he said I can't blame it on being, immature, because he's in his late 40s and all of this kind of stuff. So again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would love to give you a shout out. And again, this is a husband from Nashville, Tennessee, who's a long haul truck driver, and he cheated on his wife. He done all of these things, and now his wife is done with him, and he's trying to save his marriage. So my advice to him was, and I'll go over this. And of course, our conversation was a little bit more lengthy than this wife chat is going to be. And so, hello from San Francisco. I appreciate you. I truly appreciate. I know your last name is 1X. I can't say your first name, but Hi, Latanya. How are you? From Clinton, Maryland. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys coming in the chat. Appreciate you supporting my YouTube channel. And so this guy has really gotten himself in a really bad way. Hi, Rosalinda. I appreciate you from Illinois. And so he's got himself in a bad situation. And, he pretty much was saying that, you know, you think the grass is greener on the other side, but it's not. And so this is what I told him he needed to do. First thing he needed to do is come clean completely with everything he's ever done. She's already pretty much out the door. So if you really want your marriage, you need to come clean. So if she decides that she wants to stay with your behind, that nothing else comes to haunt her when she starts to heal, right? That's the worst thing you can do is if you're in a situation and the person is giving you a second chance, that they get hit with something that you withheld or lied about and didn't tell the full story. So I told him, you must come clean with everything. And he's like, everything? I'm like, everything. Hi, Danny from New York. I appreciate you joining me. I said, come clean with everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Where you spent the money, how many prostitutes, whatever you done, come clean. Because again, she has been holding it down for all of these years. They've been married 21 years. And so he is the one who created all this nonsense. So he's got to be the one to clean it up. So I told him, he's like, I don't know if I could. I said, well, if you come clean, if you don't come clean, if something comes up 3 years later, oh, you're going to have a bigger problem because there's not going to be any coming back from that. Number two, he needed to, what I told him is to give her a sincere apology after he comes clean. Don't apologize and then unload all of this stuff. Unload first and give her a sincere apology with an action plan and steps of what he's willing to do to put in place to ensure her that he's not going to repeat all of these things again. He was like, I got to do what? Yes, whenever trust is broken, whenever infidelity has happened, whenever somebody's ready to leave you behind, you got to give them an action plan. I take credit for this. I apologize for this. This is what I'm willing to do. Is to let you ride on the truck with me, retire you, let you ride on the truck with me. This is what I'm willing to do, is to stop being a long haul truck driver and do stuff where I can come home every night. What are you willing to do to save your marriage? And that's what I told him. So just don't say I apologize and you keep going back out there, because in her mind, every time you drive off in that truck, you are putting yourself in a situation where you're doing what she thinks you're doing, regardless if you're doing it or not, because she has no more trust for you. So you gotta apologize. You gotta come clean 100%. And then you gotta come with some action steps once you apologize for all the infractions that you caused. Number three, you got to show her that your marriage is a priority to you. Because for all of these years, she's been holding it down. She's been doing whatever. He told me she didn't finish school. She did all of this with him, just doing whatever he wanted to do. She raised the two boys. She kept the house. She did all of these things. Made sure that when he came home, there was no drama. She cooked for him while he was home. She did all the stuff she was supposed to do, but she's done. She's so done that she doesn't even want to live in the house again. She wants to sell the house and move to, and get herself another house, because there's too much drama and bad memories at that house. That means that he didn't really done some stuff, right? So he's got to make the marriage a priority. And as like I told you, I had the opportunity to talk to him. And when I told him, if your marriage is this important to you, you're going to have to switch jobs. You're going to have to come from, I'm not saying he can't be a truck driver, but how important is your marriage to you? Because again, every time you take off, in her mind, that's what you're doing, and she can't trust you. Number 4, show her appreciation. You have to show her you appreciate all the things that she has done. Not be fake, but obviously, from what he told me, she never cheated on him. She always had the house immaculate. When he came back, she knew he was coming back. She had a hot meal for him. She ran his bath water. She made sure that his uniforms was pressed and ready for him to go. All of those things. She took care of the boys. She never, bothered him and, wore him out while he was working. She was not that girl. And that's the reason why he took her for granted. But you never miss your water till your well runs dry. And if you're in this situation, whether you're a woman or a man, trust and believe me, you don't want to let a good person go like that. I've been there. I acted a fool. I did all my stuff, and Gail left my behind. And once I realized I lost a really good man, I got myself some counseling. I did exactly what I told. I came clean. I apologized. I made my marriage a priority. This is way before I became doing what I do now. I did all of these things, and I changed my behavior, and I changed my job so I could be a wife and not be an executive running and taking care of everybody but the people that was in my household that's gonna love me once I say I don't want to do this no more. Right? Hi, Hannah. How are you? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And so you got to make your marriage a priority. Number 4, show her some appreciation. I already talked about it. Show her and tell her how much you appreciate her doing all of these things while you've been traipsing all over the country doing your dirt, and she's been holding it down. And number 5, you got to be patient. Because you change jobs, just because you apologize, just because you become clean, doesn't mean that today, because you said I'm sorry, tomorrow she's going to be fine, and tomorrow she's going to be back wanting you back. That's not how things work. It took a process for her to get where she is. It's going to take a process for her to forgive you and to move forward, and to want to be engaging with you. And remember, I talked to him today, and she is still adamant about leaving. But he said he was going to execute these things that I'm telling him to do. And if you're in this situation, take the time and be patient. And remember that you didn't get in this situation overnight, and you're not going to get out of it overnight. Can you make things better day by day? Absolutely. Are you going to be perfect? Absolutely not. Nobody's perfect. But once you put your plan in place and you present that plan to your spouse, do not veer from it. Because remember, you're building trust. Remember, you're allowing them back. They're allowing you back in their personal space. And you said you're going to do X, Y, and Z to make me feel secure. You're going to do X, Y, and Z to make sure that you put these things in place for me to know when you say you're going X, Y, and Z that you're not going to father another baby, right? So once you do that action plan, stick to it, no matter what. Because you can rebuild trust. You can have life after infidelity. You can restore your marriage, but it's going to take time. And number 6, this is what I've already told him, is he needs to get off the road. He absolutely needs to get off that road. And if he's going to do truck driving, you do deliveries where you come home every single night. Because it's unhealthy for you to continue down this path and think that you can restore your marriage. You can't. And sometimes you have to give up something to get something. And your wife Your husband is the only walking, talking, living, breathing person that you cut a covenant with. Not your job, not your children, not your mama, not your daddy, not anybody but that person. And that's the reason why I say you have to make your marriage and that person a priority, especially when you was the one who messed up. It is no other way around that. Okay. And so I pray that this chat has helped somebody, especially when you have been the one who dished it out. And now the person is like, I'm not taking it anymore. I'm not going to take it anymore. Right. And if you're dealing with infidelity and you're dealing, and the person, again, you can have life after infidelity. You can. And I wrote an ebook about it. You can go to my website and find a bunch of resources if you're struggling in any area of your marriage. Okay. And again, if you want me to talk about anything on Wife Chat, please, please, please DM me, email me, visit my website, and let me know. And again, I will never say your name. I'll just say what state you're from and try to help you in that situation. If you need to speak to me one-on-one, you'll feel free to visit my website, gailcrowder.com. I offer a free 15-minute consultation. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to help you with one situation and give you one tool or strategy to help you get over that hump. Okay. I love you guys to pieces. Again, thank you for joining me from San Francisco, Maryland, Illinois, New York, Philadelphia. I appreciate you guys so much for all the support that you give me. Just to let you guys know on something, I got my first cut of my television TV pilot back. It is amazing. There's some things that has to, be cut and changed and all that kind of stuff, but y'all continue to pray. And then once it's ready and is ready to go, I'll give you guys an update. But again, I always try to keep you guys involved, and I thank you so much for all your prayer and your support on all my social media platforms. Y'all have an amazing, amazing night. And again, thank you guys so much for all supporting me and everything that I do. I can't ask for anything more.